Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, info cups of Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more than measure. Shave the extras, that's business. Started feed street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane nonstop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they departed. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here come the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Let's go. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. You know? What's happening? Good day to everybody, man. Wake up. It's a beautiful day outside, man. You all, if you're up right now, which I know a lot of people is, then again, it might not be a lot of people up right now, man. I might have had a rough night last night or had a good night last night, one of the two. Either way, we're going to talk about this right now. You know, First of all praises to the Most High God, Yeshua HaMashiach, for breathing the breath of life in all of us once again. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm sitting up here chopping up with y'all, eating my goddamn breakfast of pineapples and blueberry, man. You know? And I meant to do it earlier, but, you know, I was thinking that 9 o'clock was maybe a little too early on Sunday. 10 o'clock is kind of early too, but I got some stuff I got to do later on today. So, you know, we're going to talk about it right now. You dig? Listen, man. Now, with all this stuff going on in Atlanta specifically, right, that's not being talked about in the mainstream media. Shout out to my brother XL Pro. You feel me? And yeah, I keep seeing that just like clip after clip of all these audio, all this audio from Young Thug, basically just talking about seemingly everybody. You know, sit up there and say something about Gorilla on the phone, about Future on the phone, this one, that one. Right? And you know, over here at Real Talk, man, you know, we're going to talk about it, man. We're going to really talk about it, man. And, all the stuff going on in Atlanta and Georgia, specifically Central Georgia. You know what I'm talking about? That I ain't going to say that I ain't going to say because I don't really like to say, but, you know, we should be. Let's just say we should be discussing. What would probably be in our best interest, more important to discuss. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? I really don't like to get into telling people what they, you know, should do. You know what I'm saying? To an extent, you know. But and I'm always say this, man. And shout out to all the real ones out there too, man. Especially when you're a guy that's coming from this. You know what I'm saying? You live through similar situations as far as like being in the streets and getting caught up with the police and federal investigation, state, and whatever the situation may be. You know what I mean? Seeing how all this is playing out. And I challenge y'all to look at this from a perspective of not using your emotions to guide how you see this, how you view this, how you perceive this, how you interpret what's going on. If you even do. Tar, what's up, baby? I see you tapping in up on the early side. Good day to you. Everybody on TikTok. We're on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube right now. And so the reason why I'm doing this early like this because I have some stuff I have to do Sundays. Unfortunately, Sunday is not a day off for me. This Sunday I gotta work. So you know what I'm saying? Plus I'm up and I said, let's talk about it right now. Right? When you really experience this like this in real life, man, and understand how things go and what to do and what not to do, everything about this situation involving this guy, Jeffrey. Told you I'm about to start calling these rap dudes by their real names, man, because he ain't young per se. He damn sure ain't no thug. I don't know about y'all, and I'm starting to see, but in my era, the thugs definitely did not wear dresses for any reason. Right? Let's just be clear on that. let's be clear on that, man. Niggas wasn't wearing no dresses, man. You know, wasn't no thug niggas wearing dresses. Right? But that's not to say that just because you ain't wearing a dress mean you a thug. You might just be a goofy nigga in the streets. You know what I'm talking about? But this whole situation right here, just think, y'all, everything that I guess you can say was the unspoken street code, everything that normal street dudes involved with situations like that. Now, mind you, these niggas is music rap niggas, right? And I'm going to get to that in a second. At one point in time, and this is what I'm saying, man, and when you really look into these guys' backgrounds, these niggas really wasn't in the streets for real. They might have been from the hood, from whatever section they saying they from. Them niggas wasn't in the streets. They wasn't from the hood. They wasn't in the hood, you know? And to try to, and this is why I say this is a huge psyop too, man, because when you look into some of these people's background, their parents be in the military and be working, man, it get deep. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this situation right here, you got guys who allegedly at some point in their life grew up in the hood, trapping, whatever. Right? Typical story across America, man. I mean, literally every city in the country, you got groups of us doing the exact same shit, man. This is why I be telling y'all, no matter where y'all from, I mean, we might talk a little different, we might dress a little different. We got different colloquialisms in our regional areas where we at. Craig Harper, what's happening, man? But basically, we all have had the same shared experience. And I'm talking about in our so-called Black community. FBA, as we say today. Right? In every code, every rule, code of conduct that is universal amongst all hoods in our country, amongst us, these dudes absolutely did not do. Right? And that's a lot of stuff that factor into that, right? But just walk with me now. We're using this thug D-boy gangster street hustler culture to push, you know what I'm saying, whatever agendas is being used to do, or it's the top genre of music and being influential in every way it can be. You understand what I'm saying? This situation right here is showing us that is over with, because every code of conduct, every rule was broken. Anybody who's a real street dude, right, and you get locked up, we all know the number one thing you absolutely do not do is talk about your case or any aspect thereof over the phone. Especially a case of this magnitude, right? Especially a case of this magnitude. You know what I'm talking about? Because I've been telling y'all for a long time that the music industry has been using what once was considered underground regional hip hop that people just didn't want to listen to, or people wasn't able to be influenced by, right? It was a time when majority of the artists that's out right now would absolutely not get signed, right? So I want y'all to understand how this has been used as a tactic, as a system, if you would, right, to spread not only certain agendas, right, which y'all hear me talk about, but also to commoditize further, especially specifically, not just R in America, FBA, Black people trauma, but monetize that and then spread that around the world to where everybody's emulating our culture, emulating what we do, and that is generating financial situations across the world. And y'all got to understand what's going on, man. That's what I'm saying, man. They commoditizing our trauma and our culture, which, you know, we got to be able to admit is hand in hand with each other. Out of our traumatic experiences comes our culture. Case in point, at a point in time in America when we was living in extreme situations racially, way more crazier than now, might I add, y'all. We ain't never experienced the level of racial tension in our society like our forefathers and them did a few decades ago. We got it real sweet right now, right? Mars Lowell, what's going on? And I want y'all to understand how that is being commoditized, man. And they done made all these little young dudes famous and rich, really not talented rappers. I'm not hating on, listen, a lot of rappers is not talented. Listen what they done. Y'all got to be able to peep the game and understand what has been done. Because when you think about the core essence of hip hop, the music now that is being called hip hop rap is not that. Now, if you can't understand that, then, you know, some conversations might be a little bit too deep for y'all, right? But I want y'all to understand how this situation with Young Thug is the result, I would dare say, a strategic part of this plan unfolding. Specifically in Atlanta now, too. Specifically in Atlanta. Now, this situation with the YSL and all that going on, everybody being, how long have I been telling y'all that they're trying to desensitize us, preemptively program us to be susceptible to snitch-like mentalities? They even pointing and directing this at the kids. This is why I tell y'all when I talk about 1984 by George Orwell, this is what I mean when I'm talking about the part of the Ingsoc regime government that they called the spies. And the spies was the children who were indoctrinated with this ideology from the social construct of the damn near global power regime called Ingsoc. Right? Read 1984. That's the reason why I be telling y'all to read these books, man. And in that society, man, the kids was the spies. They kept their eyes on the parents so much so that they was indoctrinated that they didn't even listen to the parents. The sole purpose of children being born was to perpetuate the system and to keep eyes on their parents to make sure their parents did what the hell they were supposed to do in accordance to what the society set in place. So much so to where the kids were feared by their parents, much like today. And I want y'all to be able to see how this correlates into this situation. We're about to play a little bit of the interview too with Young Thugger and the homie Big Bank, Big Bank Black. You know what I'm talking about? But think about what I'm saying, y'all. This is the culmination of centuries of planning. You know what I'm talking about? OG, what's happening, man? And that's what I'm saying, man. Now that it just seems so coincidental to me, man. Like, so now Young Thug just was on the phone just talking as if he did not understand or realize that these phone calls are being recorded. Now, talking about the things he was talking about, discussing the things he was discussing over the phone, that's not associated with the case. I'm not even talking about the stuff he talked about that actually was getting niggas booked, including himself. I'm talking about the extra stuff, like the stuff with Glorilla and the stuff with Future and stuff like that, right? I want y'all to understand how this snitch mentality is being programmed into us, even in ways that we don't even understand. Specifically, our children. Now, y'all go read 1984, and when it gets to the part when they talk about the concept of the spies, which the children were indoctrinated and kept their eyes on the parents, I want y'all to think about that, right? Because these kids, especially young ones, y'all got to understand what this whole situation is. Because look what's being said, look what's being spread on social engineering. Y'all see it. I've seen chicks and some dudes saying, and this brings credence to what I'm talking about right now. That street shit is over with. That moral code that was once in place is gone now, and it had to get destroyed because that's the last thing we had amongst us black men, even in its negative aspect, that kept us united and on some code of conduct with each other. But see, now that that's gone through the music that has been used as a conduit, because now this music is filled with so-called real niggas from the streets. It's like some digitized COINTELPRO 2025 type shit. Right? So all these, we look at these rappers nowadays, the young thugs, these are supposed to be guys that come from where we come from, been through what we've been through, street niggas, real niggas, doing the most opposite shit from that moral code that once was, that you could even see so-called street niggas doing and displaying, like talking about crimes you committed in the music you did. And I'm not talking about years later, you out the gang, you can talk about it, you legal and blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about active, open cases, bodies. These guys are rapping about live, open, being investigated as we speak cases. Rapping about guys that they allegedly bodied or guys that they allegedly had street beef with. And y'all got to understand that this has been promoted worldwide. We got London drill. We got Egyptian drill. We got this drill music and drill culture spread globally. And think about when I talk to y'all about violent radicalization, ideologically based violence. In this situation with Young Thug and them, I truly believe is being used as a catalyst, case law, to be able to perpetuate, not just in America, but globally, HR 1955 type, if not exact, legislation across the world. And this is why I talk to y'all so much about HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. I'm pretty sure all other major countries have very similar legislations, if not identical. Right? My man Jamie was good. Right? And when we're talking about this situation with YSL and all these, y'all gotta say, look at all the different agendas that's being pushed just with this specific situation. We got Jeffrey Williams out of the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, right? Some successful rap career, rap artist, whatever. He promoting the same stuff everybody else doing, gang, you know what I'm saying, flossing, sliding on the ops, D-boy, used to be D-boy, whatever the situation, whatever you want to call it, right? But he's wearing dresses. Y'all got to peep how they use our culture against us to slide in their agendas. See, that's always what I'm going to talk about and get to. I don't give a damn about these niggas' personal lives, personal situation. These niggas, for the most part, in my eyes, signed up for this shit. And for me to think that these niggas don't know what's going on, that's crazy. I think that's an insult to my intelligence. Because if you watch, like we have to do this interview he had with Big Bang, Jeffrey is clearly not a stupid guy, right? Yeah, man, ATL is different, man. But think about Atlanta, though, y'all. What's going on in Atlanta? I'm asking y'all, what else is going on in Atlanta specifically right now? Not just Atlanta, well, Atlanta specifically, but in generally central Georgia. What's going on? I want y'all to start trying to think about the stuff we not paying attention to while we getting hit with these total distractions. But the distraction is part of the demo, if you would. The distraction, although it's a distraction to keep you not focused on the agenda at hand, it is a part of the agenda at hand. And I want y'all to start to understand that, man. Right? Because look at even though this is being used as distraction, it's still promoting the agenda. Because like I said, you got to think about everything that's encompassing in this case, and specifically as a reflecting on us, FBAs, and our image collectively, right? Our image has to continue to be shattered, disrespectful, shamed, and all of that, right? The blame has to constantly be on us to redirect, right, where the focus should be, which ain't us. But at the same time, using our culture, which runs the world, right, to promote said agendas while at the same time discrediting us and using us. Y'all understand this situation is deep, man, right? Now, he went on this dude's show, man, this dude basically shrank this nigga. It was like he was laying in the long chair and Big Bank was sitting up there, psychoanalyzing Jeffrey, right? Which I'm not saying is a bad thing, man, because we, who better than to talk about these things than amongst ourselves on our platforms. That's the aspect I did like about it. Young Thug could have went to CNN. He could have went to HLN. He could have went to Fox News. He could have went to No Jumper. He could have went to wherever he could have went to. He could have went to Vlad. Nah, he went to Big, and I respect Young Thug for that. See, that's another aspect that a lot of y'all probably not even thinking about this from, because we've been programmed to just at each other, right? Now, I'm not excusing nothing that Jeffrey's actually guilty of, but at the same time, I commend him for that. Because he could have went to Vlad, like I said, he could have went to No Jumper. Nah, he went to the homie from the turf. And I gotta respect, as a businessman, as a black man, even though it's a very traumatic situation, I like how he went to the brother's platform and allowing us to deal with this before. And I respect that, man. As a man, you gotta be able to see what's respectable in all situations, man. You feel me? And be able to separate certain things when it comes to individuals, right? But this YSL thing is crazy. You hear me? This is further destroying our image collectively, group wise as black men, because now our reputation is that we are the faces of not only sexual deviancy, we're the faces of baby daddies, we're the faces of most in prison, we're the faces of this and the faces of that. Now we being made the face of rap bastardry. We're being made the face of snitching, telling, which is in itself dishonorable and unmanly. When in fact, if we look into how all this stuff started, then we're going to start, like I say, y'all got to understand why it's not that we're the main target or we're the only target. We're just the main target. And I want y'all to understand why. I wonder if you as a black man, especially if you're a foundational black man, to all my black men across the world, but specifically foundational black American men like myself, I wonder if y'all ever sit and really thought and contemplated why they don't like us so much. If we the weakest, if we the this and we the that, why so much effort and energy to keep specifically us, not just us now? I'm not one of them niggas. I know it's mainly us, not just us though, but mainly us. Y'all ever sit down and thought why that is though? Like really? No matter what you think you know or what studies or whatever you've done, whatever religion, whatever, just naturally, genuinely think, why are we so disliked amongst other men who would be allegedly known as the dominant society? Right? And when we got situations like this with YSL and Jeffrey, all them, this is further to damage that image that we got. To add on to the damage, I should say anyway. Right? I said, why out of all groups of men, or why us? And I'm not even sitting here like I know the answer as far as I know it for myself, but that's something as a man you have to seek and find on your own. And I think this case right here is a poor example of that, because these is dudes who think they on the pathhood of manhood, but not realizing they giving up everything it means to be a man in order to be in the positions they are in. Right? So, you know what I mean? I just wanted to say, oh, man, listen, the streets are done. They're dead. It's over with, y'all. And this case right here is the catalyst for that. So-called alleged street niggas. Everybody sitting up here dishonorable, disloyal, no integrity. And when the shit hit the fan, everybody telling on everybody. Yeah, you right, Kirk Harper, facts. And I think that's something that we should focus on amongst us, like, man, you know what I'm saying? We need to stop allowing our regional differences to separate and divide us, man. You know, so I'm gonna do a show on that too. That's when all that checking in and all that crazy shit. It's the reason why we've been separated and divided, y'all. Like I say, these people fear us being on one accord with each other, like how we starting to get right now. Right? Fear that, man. Not simply because it's us, but because once we do that, then it kind of like a ripple effect, and all other people will see, like, hold on. Separated and divided, we are the majority, the minorities. But if we was to put our little petty differences to the side, we would be the now very loud majority. Even though it might not be more of us physically. Right? Think about that, y'all. Think about that. In this situation with the YSL boys, man, this is to further just destroy our image as black men. Dudes, supposedly street dudes who get famous, wear dresses and shit, rapping and shit, promoting so-called black manhood, masculinity, whatever you want to call it, right? Not even capitalizing the most off of it. And the ones that are capitalizing over it, they're made to just sacrifice everything it means to be a man just to be in the situation. All for the system, I'm not even going to speak the system to just chew them up and spit them back out. Because they make them think that they somehow better than the rest of us with all these going to the jewelry store, spending all this money on this fake ass jewelry that's not even real, this fake ass designer that's not even real, as we all come to see, and perpetuating this fraudulent, affluent lifestyle that is akin to us black folks, when so much more in our community is just terrible. But like I say, man, we make everything look cool, even because that's that warrior spirit in us, man. We just make the worst situations look cool. It's just that other people found ways to capitalize off of that more than we do. And now that we are getting on one accord with each other, they got to perpetuate that which has been used to keep us separated and divided time immemorial, right? Here we have the YSL case, right? Young black brothers with the opportunity to change their lives, other people's lives, make a difference in their community by spreading our culture. You understand what I'm saying? Rapping, singing, dancing, all of that. Y'all got to understand where I'm going with this, man. But in exchange for that, look what they have to do. They got to wear dresses, right? They got to be forced to perpetuate imagery and a lifestyle that they probably not even living now that they're successful rappers traveling over the world doing concerts, millions of views on YouTube and all of that stuff, brand deals and all of that stuff. Tell me, why does a guy who has a brand deal with Prada, Nike, Gatorade, Sprite, and whatever else, why does he need to talk about what he used to do in the hood? Why does he have ops? You ever ask yourself these questions? Why are these dudes not rapping about being successful entrepreneur and businessmen based off of growing up in the hood? Why are they perpetuating that? And then all these dudes get in situations, legal situations, the very system that allowed them to exploit our culture by monetizing the trauma off of the negative aspects of it, right? And for these guys to promote this, now they get locked up, thrown in jail on RICO charges. Nino, what's happening, man? My brother Nino tapping in. Now they get actual RICO cases because, you know, the hip hop police is a real thing. These dudes are street dudes rapping about open cases, active cases, bodies, robberies, selling all this so-called dope or whatever y'all doing, and y'all being investigated because y'all want to hire goofy niggas who's still out here in the streets snitching, catching cases. Like, y'all really out here getting rental cars on the company's name and giving it to some little homies to go slide on some dudes in another state. Like, y'all really have, how can I say it? Y'all really have commoditized hood street lifestyle. So much so that it's a commodity. Understand, it's traded on the stock market. Literally. So we have these dudes like Young Thug and them, man. They're supposed to be so-called street dudes. And look what happened. Promote to the world. See, when you want to engage in this type of behavior, this type of activity, you know, everybody's going to tell on you. You're going to go to jail. And all those millions of dollars and all that stuff, and you're going to have to spend all of that back with the same system that helped you get to the point to where you could even do it. And like I say, it's a very Ouroboros cycle. You know what I'm talking about? Think about what's going on in Atlanta. Right now in Atlanta, we have down there 100,000 new cases of HIV within the past 60 days, 90 days. In Atlanta, right? With this YSL case, we also showing, listen, y'all, it's also showing the fallacy of the government, state government specifically and especially. It's showing the frailty of our justice system. Y'all gotta understand what's going on with this stuff. See, this case right here is very callous, man, because it's showing the breakdown of our society, and it's trying to use our culture to do it, with getting a double whammy, so to speak. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all, man. Y'all can come on in and tap in. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all here shortly. Right? Now, as far as Young Thug goes, right? I can tell by looking at the interview with him and Homeboy that he ain't stupid, right? He's not a stupid guy. And I want y'all to understand that there's an agenda at foot right now. I want y'all to understand that, man. Let's go deeper than just music and all they snitching. This goes deeper than that, man. Right? I want y'all to understand that this whole demo right here with the YSL case, man, is special in the sense that you got to understand the image in which these guys put themselves in and what they perpetuate and what they promoting. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be used going further as reflection on all of us. And not only that, think about when I talk to y'all about HR 1955, violent radicalization, ideologically based violence. I want y'all to understand that they're trying to use our culture to perpetuate or should I say, they're using our culture to promote and perpetuate homegrown terrorism through the tools of ideologically based violence and violent radicalization. The very culture that it could be used to save society. Peep what I'm saying to y'all now, man. Tap in and walk with me, my FBA brethren and sistren. The very culture that can be used to save society is being manipulated to destroy society. And with this YSL case, we have the destruction of the image of us black men being moral, standing on business, manhood. You hear me? Principles to just snake, rat, deviant of the dominant society ideologies and tactics. Because snitching come from them, not us. Being a rat bastard started with them. Right? And I want y'all to understand what's going on, man. My brother, Uncle Diggity, what's happening, man? I want y'all to understand what's going on with this case, man. This is just way bigger than Young Thug and all these fuck niggas telling on each other and shit. It goes way, way deeper than that. And that's what I'm here for, is to talk about that. But fortunately for me and for y'all, I'm a guy actually from the Turk, and I've been through similar situations. And I'm telling you right now, there's no way that Young Thug was speaking the way he was speaking and not understanding that he was being recorded. The street code is dead, John. It's over with. And why so many of us want to hold on to it, I understand, but I just I understand why people want to hold on to it, but I just, I can't say because I'm saying I get it. I really do understand why, right? But I just, at the same time, I'm like, man, unless y'all want to move forward, unless y'all want to really operate to the level collectively as we potentially could, and I mean us FBA, black men and women, we got to let certain stuff go. And this case right here is a prime example of us not wanting to let go of certain things, especially when we give them the opportunity to do so much. These guys, with their talent and some of their gifts, have been able to create a situation by using our magnanimous, beautiful, dominant culture, right? And instead of using it for what they could be using it for, look what they do. They promote the agenda of LSD himself, literally, with the fun boy behavior and activity, wearing dresses, degeneracy, literally demon time, Satanism, Luciferianism, promoting it big time, and ain't even shy about it. Ain't even trying to hide it. And then wonder why they find themselves in situations like this. Like I said, this is a very Ouroboros cycle, But, right? Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. This is crazy, man. Young Thug goes on the homie perspectives with Big Bank. You know what I'm saying? Big Bank Black. Out of that ATL, you hear me? And this is one thing, like I said earlier, this is what I respect about this. Young Thug went to this brother's platform. And man, as much as this dude, Jeffrey Williams, that I totally do not like. Not him personally, because I don't know him personally. I'm talking about what he's portraying, what he's perpetuating with his imagery and who his public persona is. Right? But one thing I can say though, man, he kept it FBA and he went on one of the Brethren's platform when he could have went to anywhere else. Like I said, Vlad, no jumper. He went to the Brethren out of ATL too. So, I mean, I gotta salute that. If anybody's going to, what do I always tell y'all, man? I always tell y'all, if anybody's going to capitalize off of our perceived trauma, it should be us. It most definitely should be us. Why not? Why anybody else? And yeah, and we about to play some of that. Banks ain't hold no cars. He wasn't glad handing this nigga. He put the fire to that nigga's ass. Pause. Much like how I would have did had I got the interview with this young dude, man. Y'all got to understand what's going on, man. Right? It's the reason why specifically our image, has to be destroyed. Right? Remember I told y'all, we are the creators of the very culture that can save society. So in this very inverted reality of ours, right? The very culture that can be used to save society is the culture that's going to be used to destroy it. And it don't get no more demented, demonic, inverted than that. Right? And that's another topic for another day. Right? But yeah, though, man. Shout out to Big Bank, man. Shout out to Big Bank, because he ain't holding no cards, man. He wasn't holding no cards, man. Shout out to the brother Big Bank, man. If y'all not subscribed to the brother, go subscribe to the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? We might not like each other, man. We might not agree with each other. We might vehemently disagree with each other on lots of different things, right? But if we really want to take control of our culture and everything that is a result of it, right? Then we gotta learn how to put certain things to the side. We gotta learn how to have a code of conduct. We gotta learn how to take correction, right? We gotta learn how to interact with each other, man. Right? We gotta learn how to utilize each other to capitalize in the most way we can, best way we can, right? While keeping it amongst us and making sure we all eat. I'm always with that too. Right? Because like I said to y'all, if anybody's going to capitalize off of our trauma, don't y'all think it should be us? Put a number 11 in the chat if you understand me when I say that. If you feel me when I say that. If you agree, put a number 11 in the chat. Why is we letting other people financially profit and gain off of our trauma? When it could be us doing that, and we could be using that money to therefore fix the very traumatic things which is wrong with our community. That all these other groups of people exploit and make more money than us off of it. And then got the nerve to make legislation around it and use our community as the lab rat. use what happens out of our community as if it's the majority of what's going on in the world or wherever we at, without mentioning the mishaps and the woes of the so-called dominant society. Them days is over with. In cases like this YSL case, right, is being focused on. Why aren't they focusing on what's going on in white society to where all these white boys keep running up in goddamn places and schools and shit, shooting up people, offing a lot of people, and a lot of these dudes is dressing up as chicks while they doing it. And this is not about this or that. This is just a realization, epitomization, if you would, epiphanization, if you would, of the whole situation, man. If we're going to be fair around the board. And I'm just saying, as black men, we can't allow ourselves to become the face of all this stuff, man. We can't let these people make us the face of all this fuckery. Like we the main perpetuators of this shit. Not saying we don't have this, we have immoral, not saying we have very nasty, very depraved things within our society and in our community as so-called black folk. I'm not, right? But, you know, not so much so that we could be made to be the face of this stuff like how it has been in the even global media. And when they put stuff like this public, y'all got to understand when I say they're using our culture to destroy the world when our culture is designed to actually save it. Think about the origins of hip hop when it first came out from out of the very traumatic, depraved, I'm talking about the most traumatic situations. We live here and we surviving through crack epidemics with coming up out of slavery, Jim Crow, and civil rights and all of that at points in times when we was united the most. Now look at this, all these centuries later, we got this YSL case, right? That's showing that ain't no integrity, ain't no loyalty amongst these black men, specifically in America. They're not loyal to each other. Y'all got to understand how all this stuff fits into what's going on, man. Right? You heard what Young Thug said. Listen what he said, man, in this interview, man. We about to get to it, man. Man, listen. Shout out to Big Bang for this, though, man. I got hella respect for Bang.
Talking on the phone, like, what the hell wrong with this nigga? Like, and what's the difference between him in the interrogation room talking and you being in the interrogation room talking? You act like I'm bringing the nigga name up there. I ain't saying what make y'all youngins feel like y'all can spin the police though. This is how I feel, man. Me to you. I talked to Gunn when he first got out of jail. You don't like the word hurt. I see how you looked at that. What the can he say? Why you did that? What can you say? As a man, you think Key to respect you for what you did, bro? You to my RIP Key, bro. You know Key ain't gonna respect you for what you did to me, bro. You know that. You know Key ain't gonna respect that. You know ain't no real man gonna respect that. You did that, bro.
This is kind of
you see that?
Man.
You see,
we can't allow ourselves to be made the face of this stuff, man. All right. And they using these young niggas, man. They using these young niggas, man. These dudes that sit up here and sign oaths, contracts. They done participated in rituals, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you know it or not, they have. As you listen to Jeffrey explain where he come from, he's explaining a situation that most of us are very familiar with, no matter where we from. And I want y'all to understand how out of that derives the very culture, right? Like I said, that can save the world. Because look at the origins of hip hop. Ain't nothing changed in our communities since the 80s. If you think about it, the same stuff that was going on in the 80s when all this stuff started is still going on today. Now, it could be argued if it's at a more or less intense level. I beg to differ, right? But the thing is, it's this constant, perpetual situation. Drugs in community. Actually, it has got worse. You know what I'm saying? The destruction of the Black family, Black camaraderie, unity amongst men, Black men. Y'all got to understand where this is going, man. We talking about, it was a time not even that long ago where Black men stood on moral principles, manhood, camaraderie, on code. We didn't do certain things. It wasn't going on. Right? I want you to understand how we went from having Black Wall Streets to now we got ghettos and hoods and sets. In this YSL case, man, this is like the catalyst, man. This is like the, like I said, this is going to be case law, right? Moving forward. You understand what I'm saying? On how to How to D Markham, what's happening, man? Mr. Oh, my Joe from Chicago. What happening, man? What happening, Joe? Yeah, man. For real with this, man. I want y'all to understand that this thing go deep, man. I want y'all to understand moving forward what this represents. Now, think about when I talked to y'all about HR 1955. I told y'all we are being made in America to be the face of everything. Our culture is what is going to save the world from the system that's coming in. I'm going to repeat that because maybe y'all didn't hear me say that. I'm going to take my glasses off too so y'all can understand how fucking serious I am. Our culture, and I mean specifically our foundational Black American culture, is the very thing that could save the world from the system that's coming in now. That's why it's being used, manipulated in the way it is. And also why we are being used, manipulated to do exactly the opposite of what it is, naturally was designed to do in its beginning. In this case right here, puts on display the epitome, the zenith, if you will, the apex, if you will, of this dismantling, not only of our image, but of our culture being deemed double plus ungood. I know sometimes I be talking and throw y'all for a loop, but if you read 1984, you will understand what I mean when I say our culture is being made and manipulated to be double plus ungood. Mind you, I told you our culture is the culture that's going to be the culture, could be the culture used to save the world from the system that's coming in, while it's being used, manipulated to perpetuate it. Not saying that other cultures aren't, but other cultures aren't universally global like ours is. Think about every aspect of modern society is somehow derived from out of what we created, hip hop. And then look how it's being used to destroy us at the same time. With situations like this, right? And like I said, this is a global thing going on. Now, correlate that to when I talk to y'all about ideologically based violence, violent radicalization. And our culture is being spread across the world now. I want y'all to understand that. So now we're having global influence. Now we're globally violently radicalizing people. We're globally ideologically based violence spreaders. Wonder how many of y'all are actually picking up what I'm putting down. But this was beautiful by Big Bang. You know?
An accident. This is the worst day of my life. But what you don't see is that in every crash, there's medical bills, repairs, time off of work. Not helping. Look again. There's cash in that crash. This is the best day of my life.
Now, this moment, no matter how the eyes look, the eyes can look devastating, the eyes can look betrayed, the eyes can look however, no matter how the eyes look. In the game I'm in, you want all eyes on you. No matter how they come. I always pray for that. God, I want all eyes on me. No matter how the eyes look. I guess this is just him saying, hey, no matter how they looking. No matter how they looking. No matter how they.
Nah, don't. See, this is why we staying right here too, man. Don't do that, man. God ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with you right now, Jeffrey. Make no mistake about that. Yeshua ain't got nothing to do what's going on with this YSL situation at all. Y'all niggas gotta relax with that shit, man.
Look, a lot of the eyes gonna be like, you did wrong. A lot of the eyes gonna be like, you right. Hey, before we get into all that though, like, you know what I'm saying, what's going on and, you know, the talk, whatever. That's the reason why I said I got Jeff. I want to talk. I ain't never seen you in no interview like speak on John Bursaw for Lil Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I feel like just not even on no super manly shit or nothing like that. I feel like personally, I wasn't raised by like victims or men with like really touching feelings or like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised by those type of men. I wasn't raised by the Wellers. I was raised by men that always said, keep going, no matter what, go forward. Cause you gotta understand, my mom got 11 kids. My dad.
His mom got 11 kids. You keep listening now, man, right?
He couldn't sit and be in his feelings about certain things because he still got 11 people to feed, plus my mom, plus him, plus his other kids. My dad got 15 people he got to worry about every day. So he ain't have a chance to sit back and just focus on his feelings and feel certain things. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised by a man who just was like, go forward, because that's what matters. What matters is not sitting and just being stuck in the moment. And
this is why I say, man, right? This is why I say, everybody. Now, if y'all pay attention to what Jeffrey just said, he was raised in a 2-parent home. Now, that's not to say that people were coming from a 2-parent home is better, although statistics show kids coming from 2-parent homes tend to, you know, do better in life. But we also forget about, there's also a thing as proximal abandonment, generational familial demons and trauma, right? So, I mean, you know, we got to think about a lot of the things that contribute to why we get young thugs who's really not a thug at all, right?
Well, in them on certain things, like that ain't what life is about. When you living as a king, it's about going forward. I think I did that so much to the point where I forget to speak about certain things. I be forgetting to speak about Lil Jeff. What's your
So clearly there's a difference between Lil Jeff and Young. See, this is what I'm saying, man. Y'all gotta pay attention to that, man. And I like how Big Bank was asking these questions, man, because he must really know. He really know Young Thug or his people or something to even say Lil Jeff, right? So I want y'all to peep the game in that. This is Big Bank, you know what I'm saying? He's a guy who's from Atlanta who's been out there doing his thing, you know what I'm talking about? And he like, from the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, or from the inside looking out, you know what I'm saying? He like, I know a lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying? I just want to, you know what I'm saying, give them an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to really talk about what the real issues with them is, you know what I'm talking about, where all this stuff extends from. Maybe that can give them a better insight on, you know what I'm saying, them being more aware of the situation they in, and like every situation you is in or find yourself in is a result of the decision that you made, man. And it ain't like you made the decision and it ain't no. You feel me?
what's your earliest memory? That's great. I ain't never had nobody.
He wasn't asking him about he ain't even start getting into the case and all that stuff. He started psychoanalyzing, because you got to understand the psyche of where this stuff come from, man. You can see the manipulation along the way. You can see the indoctrination. You can see everything that has been put in place to get Jeffrey where he at now. You can see it in his life. He's living dysfunctional home. You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad, multiple children from other relationships. Growing up in the drug-infested community, wasn't raised to express his emotions healthily as a man. You know what I'm talking about? You got to provide. Your feelings don't. Y'all got to understand that all the things that we all collectively have experienced to some extent. This is the Young Thug is the culmination of the manipulation through the systematic. You understand what I'm saying? Society that's been put in place to produce this. Young Thug is the prime product of what these people have been wanting to put in place, considering us black men. Jeffrey is the epitome of that. He's the poster child of that. I want y'all to understand what I mean when I say that, man. Right? And look how they make these guys rich and promoting this. Right?
That question. What's your earliest memory? Like, if you can think of your earliest memory, like, it's the first thing I remember as far as back I can remember. You know what I'm saying? My earliest memory was Jonesboro South, my hood, the hood I'm from, the projects I'm from, Jonesboro South. My brother, Free Umfung, my brother, he burned the house down playing with matches. Because, you know, when you're in the projects, you got that big ass long metal heater connected to the wall that come in, the little snake looking heater. He playing with matches on it, and it burnt down the whole building, though. It ain't even burned down just our apartment. It burnt down the whole building. Yeah. That's my first memory, like real life. You know, coming up, like, what's the first time you knew, like, that's your first, what type of memory would you say that is? Good or bad, or in between? Bro, we were raised so different. You too, bro. Men like you raised me, from even if it's from a distance.
So, I mean, I appreciate that, DeMarco, man. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? My man DeMarco said, Virgil, you pretty good with this urban journalism. I keep the good work, Jack. I line with you heavy, Jack. I appreciate that, man. And I do this for y'all, man, because I want y'all to understand why we be so enamored by the pump and the pageantry and the pizzazz and the entertainment of it all, man. I want y'all to understand that underneath all of this stuff, it's agendas at foot, man, specifically aimed at us. Not just solely aimed at us, but specifically at us, right? This dude, Big Bank, psychoanalyzed this nigga, man. And it also goes to show you how much us black men don't get therapy. We don't do therapy. Right? Lots of us have lots of trauma. Collectively, as a people, we have trauma. This is why I talk to y'all about epigenetics. Right? We are all we got. We are all we got as far as in this world. We are all we got. Ain't nobody going to support us like us. Ain't nobody going to hold us down like us, right? Now, if we could just put our little petty differences to the side, we could save the world. Why you think so much is being done to especially and specifically us black folks in America? Right? This is not to shit on or to, disrespect or dishonor any of our other black sisters and brethren around the world. But you know, this hip hop culture, we created it in America, right? We are the creators. Out of all the black people on earth, we're the group of black people that created the culture that can potentially save the society from what's coming in, what's happening. But until we get on one accord, it ain't gonna happen. And that's why it's such a supported effort to perpetually keep our image negative in so many ways, right? And then, like I say, by manipulating our culture into being used to destroy society. In this case, I strongly believe, man, this case is catalytic, man. It's up there. This is like that nail in the coffin. Black masculinity, black unity, black integrity. This gone. I'm talking about amongst us men. This gone. This is the same guy up here who wore a damn dress on his album cover and known to wear female clothes. This is not a representation of black masculinity, this nigga right here. And to say that we haters for pointing that out or saying something about it, that's wild. That's crazy. Look what is the domino effect around everybody surrounding Jeffrey Williams. And you tell me if that is that the representation of us that we want to be spread globally. You can sit up here and say, "Oh, I don't care." Nah, this is you. Jeffrey is a product of our community. Whether we agree with, like, go along, whatever his situation was going on, he's our brother. He comes from the same subsidized government housing that most of us come from. Right? Therapy is very necessary, my bro. Listen to me, bro. I'm about to get real serious for a second. Listen, y'all. Therapy is very necessary. A lot of us have experienced individually as well as collectively, we have experienced levels of trauma that are unimaginable. And I want y'all to understand that that's been weaponized, right? Against us especially. Not only, but specifically. And for good reason. And it's going to produce this. Emotionally imbalanced, unstable, not masculine, manly men standing on manhood, morals, principles, on code, integrity. Yeah, all of us, no matter what level in society we are at. We could be at the very bottom, being the poorest black folks in America, or we could be at the top. Your dad happens to be one of the, or whatever, whatever. You could be at the top. We all have experienced similar levels of the same type of trauma. There's a saying that goes around in our community when it comes to just talking about drugs and how it affects our community. Crackheads, there's one in every family. Everybody got a dope fiend ass, crackhead ass uncle or auntie, or both, or mama, or daddy, or both. Right? And I want you to understand how this situation with Young Thug, YSL, all that, how this is like I said, this is a culmination of all of that dysfunction. This is what it produces. Not only that, how the system is using it against us. Why don't we hear about positive rappers like La Russell, who ain't talking about thugging or sliding on ops or promoting Luciferic Satanistic agendas? And just to speak on La Russell, if y'all ain't hip to who La Russell is, and as we see genuine hip hop artists like La Russell, watch how as they try to remain true to what got them famous, watch how they be manipulated into switching over to the other side. Not saying that's going to happen with La Russell, but just pay attention. Yeah, y'all see what happened with positive rappers like Lupe Fiasco, not perpetuating this degenerate culture that has become $1 trillion industry. Mind you, y'all, $1 trillion industry that we do not have ownership in. Not even a little bit. Right?
Yeah. I always looked up to real street dudes, real guys who from the street and this and that. I always looked up to this. So men, like, I don't even look at that like it's bad. Yeah. I look at that like a fun memory. Like, damn, that's how fucked up we are, bro. That's how we raised. Like, this nigga burnt down the house. I don't even look at it like it's bad. Yeah. I looked up to him for that. Like, damn, but this nigga know how to set a fire. But this nigga know how to set a fire. At 5 years old, he know how to set a fire. I'm asking him, how the hell you set? How you do it? Like, that's just, I'm telling you, that's just how we were raised, bro. That's just how they feel. That's how we was raised.
See that? Let's go, man.
He's for real. So I know you got some crazy memories.
I was just saying, when I asked you the question, I was just trying to think of mine. My first one, but I can't. But I would say, what's your first happy moment?
In life?
Yeah.
My first happy moment was when my mama moved out the projects to a house. When my mama moved into our first house instead of apartments, I was like, damn, bro, we got a house. The house was smaller than the apartment. My mama had got a 4-bedroom house. The apartment was 5 bedroom.
Just saying, not feeling so confined no more, like around a bunch of people. Now we got rid of some grass.
Like, I got gray, I got a yard, I got neighbors, like houses. Like,
notice how when this nigga Young Thug talk, he just can't sit still for nothing, man.
I'm waking up, get on the school bus in front of my house instead of the project. It was wrecked across the street from the project though. But so it's just like, you know, but that was like one of my first happy moments and that I remember like as a kid.
What's your first saddest moment?
I used to go with this girl named Santana in Pool Creek. That's when we moved out of Jonesboro South. I moved out of Jonesboro South when I was like 3-4 years old.
And that's what he moved out of the hood when he was like 3. That's what I'm saying, man. These dudes, a lot of these guys that is being used to perpetuate, they ain't even really from the hood. I mean, they from the hood, but these niggas ain't grow up in the streets, man. Just because you grew up in the hood, that don't mean, I'm just saying though, man. And I don't like that, man. Because I know a lot of my guys from the hood who grew up in the hood, from the hood, but that wasn't involved with the things that was going on in the hood. Right? And I'm not saying that makes somebody better or worse because they was. I'm just saying, look how they perpetuating the lifestyle, the imagery, the perception as if they were. Right? And this is another reason I say, y'all, this is being done intentionally, man. And they're using specific people to perpetuate things, to put out a certain image and a certain message. Not only amongst us, but y'all gotta think this is global. This is a global thing now, man. Young Thug has fans all over the world. He got people in Germany, United Kingdom, Africa talking about some slime. Like, man, I'm listening to y'all, man. Y'all gotta understand what's going on, man. And why I say we can't allow our faces to be made. We can't be allowed to be made the faces of this stuff, man. Because basically, they're making us, starting in America, spreading across the world. We are going to be made the faces of homegrown terrorism, ideologically based violence, violent radicalization, sexual deviancy, right? Which is going to allow the structure of a system to come in to implement HR 1955 type legislation on everybody. I want y'all to understand the plan when it comes to HR 1955 and how specifically rap music, hip hop music is being used as a tool, a conduit, if you would, to how could I say it, to exacerbate, to amplify, to solidify the all-out laying out, rolling out of HR 1955 protocols, man. Right? And it's not just our culture or rap music that's being done to do this. Now, don't get it twisted. This is just one of the main things I see being used amongst us. Right? And I understand why, man. This is war. I want you to understand the psychological warfare here, man. Right? They have to destroy our image. Right? So we looked at as a joke, not to be taken serious. No honor, no respect, no loyalty. When in all actuality, it's the opposite. As in, who's the face of this stuff, right?
We moved to Pool Creek, which is right around the corner from John South. And I started going with this girl that stayed like 2 apartments down from me. Her name Santana. I was going with her like, we probably like 5, 6 years old, like kids. I was going with her and we were sitting on a bench. And I think I was talking to another girl and she got me and she hit me with a stick, with a sword, with a real log. Scarred me right here and right here. Hit me with a log.
Made you sad?
Yeah, because it was like, dang, she broke up with me. I'm like, I lost my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. What's the first time you feel like you felt betrayed? Like as a kid coming up or no?
You see how I like how Big Bank just led into the interview with all this type stuff, man. You know what I'm saying?
My first betrayal was like, because I'm a kid, so I wasn't introduced to the world or like niggas or friends. You know, you confined to just your household and the apartments you live in. Mm-hmm. So my first betrayal was probably like my other family members, like me hearing my auntie say, you know, she don't want my mom kids at her house because we just too deep. Like we got roaches in our house. Our clothes got roaches, so we might come to her house and some roaches might come out of our house. Now she got roaches in our house, and I understand it. You know, no harsh feelings, but you know that type of shit. The nigga that I am. That's the type I was dealing with in life as a kid. I was dealing with that. Like my mom got so many children to the point where her sisters and brothers like, man, hell no, we don't even want to deal with y'all. No sir, too many of y'all there. They wouldn't even know no bullshit. Just like she like, man, I got a 3-bedroom apartment. I'm goddamn raising my kids a certain way. Y'all over here, y'all grown in hell. Y'all doing what y'all want to do. And like, hell nah, we don't want that shit over here. I want my kids to grow up, you know, a different way. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of shit I was dealing with. Like, that was my first, like, betrayal. Just like hearing my auntie say she didn't want us at our house. We carry roaches. Damn. Hey, shit, we had roaches like, of course. But hey, my auntie them did too, but they was so small, so she was able to exterminate them. She was able to get rid of the certain. She just got a little bit. Yeah, she had roaches just because she lived in the project. She was clean as a motherfucker. She ain't had them 3 kids. All them were respectful, cool people, cool kids, all that. So she can contain like what's going on in her house. We just so deep. It's just like y'all finna come over here. We broke ahead. We got this smaller amount of food stamps than your mama. My mama got a lot of food stamps because she got a lot of kids. Her mama like, man, we got $300 a month worth of food stamps. Y'all come over here, y'all eat all the goddamn food because y'all just deep. Y'all ain't even trying to do no shit. Y'all eat all the food. Now my family don't, just like that type.
Just watch this nigga talk. Watch this nigga talk, man.
Until recently, like, and a lot of people who watching, they probably been watching me. They see like I ain't different. Man. I feel like I'm different. I know I'm different now. Like at first, I was trying to trick myself into being different and it ended up working. You get what I'm saying? So, and I started realizing certain like, damn, man, this how you felt about this, or this what shaped you, or this what made you start to think like this, and this what made you, you know what I'm saying? Like, so how do you think Lil Jeff impacted Young Thug?
How you think Little Jeff impacted Young Thug? Now, mind you, this is two, and this is why the therapy is necessary. A lot of our young brothers is suffering from arrested development. A lot of brothers my age, trust me, I know, suffering from arrested development. A lot of us, according to Young Thug, who's talking here, he's clearly a product of arrested development and proximal abandonment. Y'all got to understand how this has been set in place to be.
A few things. It was a few reasons. A few things like from me being Lil Jeff impacted Young Thug. Like some of the shit that I just spoke on. Like that made me like love people more because I seen like some parts of my family like not having the gratitude and like love that I wanted as a kid. Like I actually love my auntie. I actually love my cousins from my auntie kids. I actually love them. Mm-hmm. And my mama, we were so deep. My mama always taught us like love, bro. Y'all supposed to be with each other. We'll never go against these folks. Mm-hmm. Love, you know. So those type of situations impact the impact Lil Jeff to Young Thug. Just like I'm telling you, you got to think. My mom got a 5-bedroom apartment. We 11 deep. All 11 of us live in 5 bedrooms. So I'm sleeping in the same bed with 4 other people. The 4 youngest kids my mama got sleeping in one bed. Then the middle 3 sleeping in 2 beds in their room. They got 2 different beds in one room. Then the other, it's like that. So I grew up off of like, you gotta love one another. We ain't had nothing. We was literally damn near junkies. Like we ain't had nothing in the world. We did junkies. I'm telling you, when I bomb, not junkies. Like not junkies, but like bombs. You know what I'm saying? Like junkies. Yeah. Like we don't got nothing. Like I wear my sister's clothes to school. Yeah. My sister then I got to drop out of school just so I can wear her clothes. And
stop right there. See, he said his sister had to. He basically said, see, this is what I'm saying. I like the way this interview went because we can get an idea of what led. We can get a sequential, you know what I'm saying, confession, or should I say, I don't want to say confession, but you know what I'm saying, a story, baby, basically a sequential storyline of what led him to be who he is. He used to wear his sister's clothes, so no wonder he's comfortable with wearing chicks' clothes. I thought that was very interesting, personally, when I was listening to this. Let's go.
People don't know that I'm wearing her clothes. That's what I'm saying. How them circumstances, like, in what way did that, like, what way, what did it make you feel like? It made me feel like it made me feel like my aunties and like aunties and uncles and stuff treating my mama family a certain way. It made me like want love so bad. That's when I started meeting friends. That's when I started wanting love from like other people besides my sisters and brothers. I started trying to get love from my friends. I started getting, you know what I'm saying? Like it just made me just seek love. I started seeking love because I wasn't getting love from like certain parts of my family.
Yeah.
It shaped me in that way. And then a few more ways, like I watched my brother die in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched my brother die in front of me, brother. 8, 9 years old, little boy. Kid.
What happened?
He got killed. My brother got killed on Deal Avenue. My brother ended up doing some gambling. He stopped Uncle from gambling. And then he kind of slapped Uncle around like, yeah, Uncle like 11, 12 years old. Look, he was a kid. He gambling with some grown ass men though. So he go up there to stop my brother from gambling. And he started gambling. He ended up winning all the money. So when he leave, one of his friends goddamn call him and tell him like, bro, don't come back up here. These niggas they gonna take the money back from you if you come back. Cause my brother was like, shit, I'm gonna go home right there. I'll be right back. Y'all niggas don't stop gambling. I'll be right back. So he walked down the street to the house and his friend called him like, man, don't come back up here. These niggas goddamn whoa. Which some people would look at like, nah, that ain't no, that's real niggas. But he knew my brother. He was my brother best friend. He knew my brother. Gangster, he's standing on that off top. You tell my brother some niggas finna do something to him, don't come back. He going right back. Cause the thing about it, he wasn't even coming back. He had won all the money. He won like 9,000. It was little kid shit. He won like 9,000. His friend knew he wasn't coming back. Like he like made him come back by telling him a nigga finna like he gonna rob him. So he go right back up there and shoot a nigga. He go right back up there. Hey Ty, who you just called me and said a nigga said they gonna rob me. Who you said gonna rob me? The nigga Ty, what the heck, man, nigga, who you said gonna rob me? You just called me and said one of these niggas might rob me. That's how the situation started.
He shot a nigga, your brother did?
Yeah, he shot 2 niggas. He shot 3 niggas. He shot his friend, and then he shot the 2 niggas that killed him. Cause his friend was acting like a hoe, like not want to tell him who said he was gonna rob him. Yeah. His friend like, man, bro, you tripping. Boom, shoot him. Bitch ass nigga. Boom. Then when he shoot him, he started saying like, man, didn't nigga say him?
See what I mean? We gotta let this shit go, y'all. We gotta let this go. We can't allow this to be our culture anymore. This can't be what people, the most dysfunctional, this can't be our image, man. That gangster, because it's always about us committing extreme violence against each other. We have to stop this, y'all. And you want to know the crazy part about it? We have the ability to do it. We can do it. Now, you know what I'm saying? So we all, man, who hasn't grown up like this, man? This is what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not, listen, y'all, I'm not taking away from Jeffrey's trauma. And I'm not saying that any of this excuses him being a rat bastard. Ain't none of that. That doesn't excuse anything. None of this excuses, validates, understand what I'm saying, rationalizes anything that is going on with this YSL case, man. So don't get it twisted. But we all have very similar growing up experiences. Very similar. Some of us more, some of us less, but to an extent, yeah. DeMarco, my man 92 Dolo, man, I just saw what's good, 92 Dolo. 92 Dolo say too much dysfunction, psychological damage, and mental illness in the community. Stop the black and black. That's what it comes down to, y'all. DeMarco said when I was growing up in the 70s, it was a lot of trauma just trying to navigate through the hood because that was the era of bullies. You had to fight just to be able to go outside. That's, you know what I'm saying? We have to stop this, man. We got to stop this, man. You know what I mean? And we got the power to do it, man. You feel me? And I like how Big Bang led into this interview because it's showing the generational trauma, the epigenetic trauma that is perpetuating throughout, specifically our entire community, no matter where it's at in America. Wow, ain't it, Dez? Man, my man Dez in the building. What's good? OneBrother.com in the building. Right? I'm about to open up the panel here in a second for y'all, man, because I want to hear some of y'all brothers come up and speak on this, man, because listen, man, this go deeper than just why it said all the shit, man. Fuck all that shit, man. We got to dead all of this stuff. This street hood, because it's over with. Right? It's over with now. Right? When it was about, and I'm not ever, like, I'm not justifying, I'm just saying. Back in the day, it was kind of like, you know, we all going through this trauma, but we trying to make something better, man. And here it is, all these decades later, we still holding on to the things that have not helped promote our society, better our society, improve our community at all. So much so that those of us from out of our community can be tricked into perpetuating the manipulation of our culture, which is derived from our communities, to further destroy our communities. When it's the very thing in its beginning was definitely healing and helping our communities. So they got to keep this gangster sliding on the ops, hustler, D-boy shit, degenerate shit going on. Because this is going to perpetuate another generation of the same rappers perpetuating the same shit. Right? When the rappers that's really using the culture to really expose don't get no promotion unless they somehow become compromised. I want y'all to understand that, and this YSL case is the epitome of that.
Bro, these two niggas. So he started shooting at these niggas. Then he take off running. He had a police siren. He take off running. Them niggas goddamn started back shooting back. Shot him in the back while he was running. Ran down the street a little bit and fell on the ground and just like, you know, he just on the ground gasping like, man, hurry up, get me in the car, take me to the hospital. He just was telling us like, I feel like I'm dying. Like, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm dying, bro. I feel everything's slowing down. My heart rate, everything's slowing down. I feel like I'm dying. Y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm right here, bro. Little boy. I'm looking at my mama holding nigga hand like he going in shock. My mama like, Beanie, like, son, you hear me? You hear me? And he just like choking up blood, but he like, you can see he trying to say something. Like he let her know, like, I hear you. He trying to say something, but he can't talk. So my mama like, you hear me? Squeeze my hand. I'm holding one of his hand. My mama holding the other hand. She like, if you hear me, squeeze my hand, son. Squeeze my hand. Don't go, son. You squeezing our hand. I'm like, he still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this shit as a kid, bro. Like, so from that day forward, I always said, I'm gonna do something to the nigga that killed my brother. That just shaped my life.
You see what I'm saying? Right? Now, this is a question I got for y'all. Right? And I'm being dead ass when I ask this too. Do y'all not think that the unintelligent artificial intelligence doesn't know this about Jeffrey? Think about what I just said to y'all. Why some and not others? Right? Think about that, man.
Life. That made me because I played football. I looked up to Michael Vick. I played football. I wanted to rap. I looked up to Lil Wayne. I looked up to Michael Vick. I looked up to Hot Boys. That just shaped me from all that. From that point on, I looked up to like steppers. I looked up to niggas from my hood, from John Burr South, that handle their business. That shit just made me a whole different person. That one situation. I was never like 9 years old. I was a kid.
So from that point on, how like looking back on like what changed? Like what changed in you?
Me. from that day, what changed in me was the way I viewed like niggas that wasn't from where I'm from. Cause that's what it boiled down to. Like a John vs. South nigga got killed by a DL Avenue nigga. So that just started making me be like, man, you ain't from John vs. South nigga, you know what's happening? Now we living that type of life. So that's what I'm saying. Like the situations I was in shaped me in so many ways. It ain't shaped me one way. Cause it was so many different situations, different scenarios.
Like I said, man, keeping us divided, keeping us separated. This is what I be talking about when I say the societal, you know what I'm saying, issues, the things that how things are set up. I want y'all to understand how these things are manipulated to create the environment where Jeffrey ass niggas can be a product of it. I want y'all to understand that, the difference between that and the difference between what somebody would say is a conspiracy theory. It ain't no secret plot that certain situations in society have been set up systematically, intentionally, to highly potentially generate an environment that would produce a guy like Jeffrey. Look at he just explained it. Everything he explained about his life up until now is a product of being a product of a system that's been set in place. Right? Think about that, man. And we all, to some extent, have been through the same system.
To the point where it shaped me so many different ways. Like me not getting love, the proper love from my entire family made me seek love from niggas and women. Me seeing my brother get killed shaped me to how I view niggas in the street, how I view niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's me playing foot, my dad and like moving me away. Like I ain't never rode the school bus, but my dad took me to school every day. I had a real father. I never rode the school bus. That shaped me to being a man. Like, I'm gonna be a man. My dad is deaf. This nigga doing what he doing. He used to do what he do back in the day to hustle to get his money, whatever. Like, I looked at all that type of shit like, damn, he a real man because.
Right? So Jeffrey grew up with his father in his life. Being a man provide for him and his 11 siblings. Where did the imagery come in of him wearing dresses and shit? When did all that start? Right? My man DeMarco said the influences of society can steal your loved ones away from you too. My nephew doing like 40 years in the feds because he was a follower, easily talking to things. Yeah, man. That's how it's going to happen every trip too, man. Right? The link is in the chat, y'all, man. Y'all more than welcome to come on up if y'all want to, man. Listen to this brother, this young brother Jeffrey, man.
He's still trying to do whatever he can do to feed all these kids. And he's still taking time out to like take me to school every day and come get me from school every day because he just wanted me to be that far away from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like that shaped me in a different way to being the dad that I am to my kids. That shaped me in a different way. You know, just so many different scenarios just shaped me. Like I look at my mama cry every year on my brother's birthday, bro. That nigga died 3 days before my birthday. His funeral was on my birthday. Nigga, I remember my 10th birthday, a funeral. I'm going to a funeral on my 10th birthday, bro. My brother, who just told me before he left out the house and died, I'm gonna give you $100 for your birthday. I'm looking at that. Like, nigga, I still wake up right now today. I still want my $100 from my brother. Can't get it. It just certain shit just shake me certain way, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Trauma. Going to therapy is shunned upon in our community. It's even something that you would be ridiculed by. A lot of us don't think we need to go get some therapy. A lot of us self-medicate. I can't recall, man. I tell people all the time, man, go get some therapy, man. And the worst thing you can do as a person, specifically a foundational Black American, is that if you think you're not suffering from any type of trauma, something's wrong with you. Now, we might have all been subjected to different levels of trauma, different types of trauma, but it's trauma nonetheless. And most of us grew up in the same way in which Young Thug did. Most of us, especially if you my age. Most of us grew up in the hood. Most of us grew up in the projects. Most of us grew up in a very similar situation to Young Thug, or should I say Jeffrey. Most of us, not all of us, but most of us. And one thing I notice amongst us is that we don't go get therapy, no type of mental health. It has been looked at as something to be ashamed of, or to make you unmanly, or to make you weak, especially specifically amongst us men. It's also something that's been perpetuated amongst our women as well. As a person who's been through therapy before, I can sit up here and say it's a lot of us who, should go to therapy. And you see this part of the indoctrination come out when you suggest that to your brethren or your sister. You ever thought about going to some therapy into them? Oh no, I don't need no therapy. What's somebody who don't know me gonna tell me about that? How's that going to help me? This is the mentality that we have for it. I know, because I used to have that mentality. But man, it's wild, man. This is a wild situation right here, because this goes so much deeper than just this case. A lot of people sitting here, oh, you snitch, man. And I mean, that's all well and good, man. But look at the domino effect of this, and then pay attention to what this whole situation is in representation of. Like I said, this is a culmination, man, of indoctrination. Look at everything that Jeffrey talked about, everything that he discussed that is his childhood is results of systems that have been set in place to create the exact environment for shit like that to happen. Now we got a severely traumatized young male, who's confused about his sexuality, confused about how to express and even identify his emotions, right? A false sense of manhood, camaraderie, and community from out of negative, dysfunctional experiences, even within his own family and later outside community. And this is the reason why I wanted to talk about this, man. I'm not even about to go in on Jeffrey being a snitch. I mean, what could I say that hasn't already been said? As far as that goes, as far as considering that aspect of this, I decided to talk about something different concerning this situation. We could talk about who's snitching and what, man, all that's irrelevant, man. We got to get to the root of the issue, man. And seeing how everything that's been set in place has been specifically set in place to make sure shit like this happens. But this situation right here, being on the scale that it is, lets me know that this is part of the agenda. This is a key point in the agenda, as in showing a representation of how successful the agenda is going. All these decades later, all this time later, now we got to where the very culture that could have been used to save society is now being used to destroy it. And not only that, we're getting the people who created this culture that could possibly, very much likely so, save society. They're going to be the ones that's going to be used to do it. Due to societal situations that have been set in place to get them to react and respond in a certain way, right? Specifically using their culture to do it. I want y'all to peep that, man. You know? It ain't no game out here. Listen, y'all, man. This is very serious, man. This go way deeper than just some niggas snitching on each other and all snitching and all, man. This is a display of how well the indoctrination is going and working. Right? Our image is even more, right, vilified, condemned than it ever has been before. Why is that? Right? Why is that? Because this is at a point in time where we are starting to delineate. We are starting to get on one accord with each other. Right? And anything that can be done to prevent that from happening will be done, including everything that has already been set in place to make it happen. It just get exacerbated. It'll get amplified. Right? All the positive things us FBA men are doing across the country, that's not getting talked about. That's not getting put in the mainstream media, TV screens and computer screens like how this is. Right? And I want y'all to understand that, man. How deep this agenda goes, man. Right? And this is not, a knock towards Young Thug. Like I said, this ain't even about him specifically or him individually. Because there's lots of young thugs out here, right? Who have allowed their trauma to be used against them, to weaponized against them. As long as they get a little bit of compensation in exchange for it, hey, man, I ain't got no problem with perpetuating the destruction of my community and my people as a whole. By perpetuating a lifestyle, image, ideology that just not working, hasn't been working. And that's what I want us to focus on with this situation. Not focus on perpetuating a street code of no snitching and what happened in the hood, stay in the hood. The most diabolical, the most demonic, the most violent behavior that we are inflicting amongst each other, upon each other. We need to stop that shit. Right? These young brothers is in opportunities to where they could financially have an influence on things, man. Imagine if Young Thug was talking about communal investing versus sliding on the ops. Imagine if NBA YoungBoy was talking about reparations instead of sliding on his ops. And man, and then like I say, then they turn around and lock these same brothers up, make them rich, prop them up, then lock them up. It's kind of like I say, it's a pattern. Y'all got to pay attention. It's a pattern, man. I just think it's high time, man, that we start really looking at the true, real effects of all of this stuff and the domino effects, and look at what this stuff really is representing, what this stuff really means, man. All right? Y'all go watch this interview, man. I think Big Bang did a great job. You know what I'm saying? I think that Young Thug did a good job by coming on this platform to talk about this. But at the same time, man, we got to get rid of this interview lets y'all know it put on display everything that we have to get rid of in our society. We got to get rid of this shit. We have to stop this shit. We got to stop participating in things that have been put in place to destroy us as a community. This interview lets you know how deeply rooted to the DNA the indoctrination and manipulation is amongst us. Specifically, when we're talking about our hatred towards each other. Right? This is the thing that's stopping us from getting on one accord with each other. See, that's happening though, because that spirit amongst us, right? It's something that can't be killed, but it's trying to be, right? And we can't let it die, right? And how we let it die is if we perpetuate Jeffries and everything that leads up to Jeffrey becoming Jeffrey. Being in a situation to even do what he is now involved with, right? Now that we are aware of the system in place, now it's time for us to stop blaming the system and start holding ourselves accountable for participation in it. Because as y'all see, we have the ability to change the culture. We have the ability with our culture to change the culture. We have the ability to make a lot of things unpopular that we have been used to make very popular, like Satanism and Luciferianism. Yeah, we're gonna take it there. Huh? We can't be used as the face to make all degenerate behavior make it popular. We got to start making that shit uncool. If we say stuff is not cool, the world ain't gonna think it's cool. And I want y'all, specifically us foundational Black Americans, I want us to recognize and realize that. Now, which one of us from amongst us, which one of us, we're the ones out of all of us that's going to say, nah, we ain't doing this no more. This ain't no longer our part of our culture. That flossy, gangster, street hustle image, that shit is dead. That's not what we about anymore. That's what used to be coming out of our community. We dead in that stuff. We don't control the drug trade anyway. Why are we bowing ourselves to be made the face of it when we go to jail and prison and all the other stuff that happened as a result? We ain't got no control over none of no Fetty coming in here, none of the work that gets here. We don't run it. We don't control it. But we are the face of it. We are the example of the domino effects of it. And our trauma that we ensue as a result of this system is now being used as something to be made money from. And we ain't even getting cut in, except for those of us who is willing to exploit the culture. Young Thugs, Jeffries, in every way they could exploit it. I want y'all to take that home with y'all, man. We're about to get up out of here. We appreciate everybody for tapping in, man, on TikTok, on Facebook, YouTube. Listen, man, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share your social engineering. Tuesday night, we're going to have Tuesday night wrap up. We're going to be talking about some sports. You already know there's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world. Me and King L is going to get to it. Meanwhile, in between time, we'll keep hitting y'all with these goddamn pre-recorders, with all this content. Listen, man, tap in, support Black male media. I am an independent citizen journalist. That's what I do. I'm here for y'all. This is y'all's platform. If y'all want to come on, talk about your business, anything positive you got going on, any of the situations that's affect our community or our society collectively, individually, y'all more than welcome to come on and talk about it, man. Like I say, this is y'all's platform. I'm just the navigator. I'm just the nautier. You did, you know? But we gotta stop this, y'all. We cannot continue to perpetuate a community that's going to continue to produce Jeffrey Williams ass niggas. Right? So you already know what it is, man. You already know, man, we're about to leave the show today with the theme song, man. Tap in, walk with us. Shout out to my brother, Glister Guarantee. Shout out to my brother, Nauseous the Sick. You know what I'm talking about? Black Kings, man.
That's not necessary. You've got grit in it.
You know?
That's not necessary. You've got grit in it. It's going to hurt.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tees. All black cozy, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. Your girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'll tie her to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopy. Caught up on film, flow, tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like chimney blocks, and I charge for a look, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep
kings.
my grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, shit be going in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas do to use the whole. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Get it. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in his cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop any wicked, you this was just fuck. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.